53 years ago, To Kill a Mockingbird was published by Harper Lee. Yet today, people are still enjoying this American classic. Its relevant themes, relatable characters, and well-known time period result in a treasure cherished by all who read it. This novel is a story about innocence, knowledge, prejudice, and courage. In the beginning, the main character, Scout, starts out to be a very immature child, not knowing the prejudiced times around her. And as the story goes on, she gains a knowledge of these times by fellow kids around her accusing her dad of being a lover, which then was an insult. Her dad was being courageous of a black man being falsely accused of raping a white girl. Her dad, Atticus, is a criminal defense attorney, only doing his job and not discriminating against this man. The line in the book, "Shoot all the blue jays you want, but remember, it's a sin to kill a mockingbird," is referring to the black man in the story, Tom. He symbolizes a mockingbird because all mockingbirds do is sing for our enjoyment and stay out of harm's way. So if you kill them, it's a sin. He is the mockingbird of the story, and all he does is stay out of harm's way and is accused of a crime, and in the end, he is eventually guilty and dies. This is Mr. Pickens, my father, on his thoughts of his favorite character.
When I think back, my favorite character in the story would definitely be Scout. I think most of the book is written from Scout's perspective, but you also got to see how Scout's innocence came to play, and it didn't include all the stereotypical baggage, and you also got to see her actually grow in the process moving forward, in spite of the surroundings that would tend to steer her in a different direction. So I thought she was the most fun character to be involved with.
When we asked Miss Fink the same question, she responded,
Boo Radley is probably my favorite character because so much of him is left to the imagination until the end. And regardless of what anyone thinks of him, he is a good person, even though life was not kind to him.
Mr. Pickens, what are your favorite, most memorable moments from the story?
There are actually a couple of things that come to mind when I think back to the time when I read To Kill a Mockingbird. The first really was when Scout discovered all the things in the knot of the tree that Boo had left there, and from that she actually began to learn that Boo wasn't the wicked, scary person that everyone made him out to be. So that was kind of a profound thing. It kind of went to not going with what other people think or having prejudice or stereotypes, but more just to develop your own opinions. So that was kind of profound. The second part was a similar theme. It was when Atticus decided to defend a black man in a time when that was a very unpopular thing to do. Everyone had just assumed that he was guilty, very guilty, and wanted to enact revenge immediately. And so when Atticus stood up to the notion that innocent until proven guilty, everyone deserves a fair trial, even a black person, it was a profound thing, especially in that point in time. So I'd say those are the two big things that I recall.
When Miss Fink was asked to relate this to a personal encounter, she said,
I liked that a white man would stand up for the legal rights of others. Being that my father was a lawyer, I was raised that everyone is innocent until proven guilty. This book was an eye-opener for me, since I grew up in Strongsville, Ohio, and my parents were open-minded and raised me to be, too. I really wasn't exposed to racial tensions like this.
Another reader of this novel, Allie Paget, commented on the theme of this novel by saying,
A theme that still hits home for me are the fact that people weren't treated equally because they weren't the same as everybody else. This is still a problem that's going on today.
Then we asked Mr. Pickens how he could relate this novel to a film or a character in another film or story.
There's actually several characters that come to mind, but I guess the one that comes across, it's pretty simple, but still has a pretty good parallel to this story would be one where the main character was assumed to be scary, and had intentions that were evil, and yet when the story progressed, you learned that this particular character was actually quite a friendly, kind-hearted individual, and wanted really to make friends as opposed to scare people off. And that person was Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Thank you for listening to our Lit Talk today. We really hope you enjoy. We would like to specially thank Mr. Pickens,
Miss Fink,
Allie Paget, Casper the Friendly Ghost,
and of course, the novel To Kill a Mockingbird
for contributing to this,
Lit
Talk.
Talk.
Signing out, Katie
And Isabel.